Hello and welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep IAS. The big news for today is that Pakistan is finally out of the FATF grey list after multiple attempts. We'll be discussing that in detail, the implications of Pakistan not being in the grey list anymore, what are the benefits that they will get, what is FATF and what exactly is their grey list. But before we do that, an important reminder. I hope by now all of you are a part of our Telegram channel. If not, you can just click on the link given in the description of the video to join our Telegram channel where you will get all the latest current affairs updates regarding the UPSC examination. Now let's begin. As we discussed, Pakistan finally has been taken off the grey list of FATF. FATF, as you know, stands for Financial Action Task Force. It's an intergovernmental grouping that has a couple of lists like the grey list and the black list. Grey list means those nations from where money is actually going away intentionally or unintentionally into money laundering or terror financing activities. So these nations are put on the grey list as a warning sign kind of a thing. That if you don't improve, then it will be very difficult for you to take any credit internationally from any other organization. Pakistan has been in the grey list for over 4 years. And every few months, Pakistan had been arguing that they have been taking enough steps and they should be taken off the grey list. But this has finally happened now. The FATF in their official statement said that Pakistan has strengthened the effectiveness of its AML, that is anti-money laundering and counter-terror financing operations. And that is why we feel satisfied enough to take Pakistan out of the FATF grey list. Now, as expected, there was a reaction that came from the Indian side. Now, imagine this. When something like this happens with Pakistan, there are multiple ways in which the Indian government can react. First, we might disagree with it. We might say that no, Pakistan still deserves to be on this list. They are financing terror, etc. On the other hand, we can also take the other route. We can also take the other route in a manner that we want to have better relations with Pakistan. So we can actually say that we support this kind of an elevation of Pakistan, and yes, they have been taking certain steps. In this regard, the Indian government has taken kind of a middle stand. The Indian government said it is in the global interest that the world remains clear that Pakistan must continue to make such efforts, meaning that the Indian government did not say that Pakistan has not taken any such steps to control terror on their country's soil. So we have supported that. However, we have said that these steps must also continue in the future. Government of India also said that we understand that Pakistan will continue to work with Asia Pacific Group on money laundering to ensure that their anti-money laundering and counter-terror financing systems becomes even stronger. This is the complete text of the official statement from the Government of India. As you can see here, the Indian government has also mentioned that Pakistan has been completely responsible for the 26/11 terror attacks in Mumbai, and Pakistan is still giving support to well-known terrorists who were responsible for these kind of attacks. So Indian government has taken a cautious approach in this regard. Now, I'm sure all of you by now have read about the FATF. FATF stands for Financial Action Task Force. It is an initiative by the G7 nations mainly. It developed in July 1989, but since then they have been expanding their mandate. For example, in October 2001, after the 9/11 attacks, they said that we will mainly be focusing on combating terror financing. Then in April 2022, they said that we'll also be focusing on stopping finance for proliferation of weapons of mass destruction. At present, the FATF has 37 member nations and two regional organizations. The regional organizations include the European Commission and the Gulf Cooperation Council. India has been a member of the FATF since 2010. So India has a pretty good old record of the FATF. As we discussed, there are two lists that FATF usually publishes. There is a grey list and there is the black list. Pakistan has now come out of the grey list. Blacklist is even worse. Blacklist includes countries such as Iran and North Korea, which are considered as highly supportive of terror funding and money laundering activities. That is, the government has been actively supporting these kind of activities. On the other hand, grey list nations are those where the governments are not able to stop these activities despite them being trying on and off. These are the two main lists that we have. Now, what exactly are the benefits that Pakistan is expected to get out of it? It's not that automatically Pakistan will now start getting a lot of funding from World Bank or IMF, etc. But gradually, it will bring in a change in Pakistan's prestige and Pakistan's image. Their reputation will improve, and in the long run, they might have benefit out of it from international community when it comes to financing loans. International funders, including the banks and other financial institutions, do make a note of such rankings and list of the FATF, and that is how they decide whether or not they actually want to fund certain country. In fact, just on October 21st, that is yesterday, before the announcement of the FATF, the global credit rating agency, that is Fitch, cut down Pakistan's sovereign rating to triple C plus from B minus. Means they have downgraded the government bond quality of Pakistan. So maybe in the long run this would improve since Pakistan is now out of the FATF grey list. This is it for today's big news. I hope you learned a lot of new things today. Do join us tomorrow as well at 2 p.m. for tomorrow's big news. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day ahead.